Hello and welcome. Welcome to Quilt Conversations Live. I'm Geraldine Wilkins, the Living Water Quilter, and welcome to you, Marcia. Hello, Sherry. Welcome from Colorado, and Lori out there in Hawaii. Aloha. And hello, aloha to my replay friends. Those who are watching on the replay, you're welcome here. Don't forget to leave a comment and let us know what you need, what you're interested in. If you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. I'm so glad to be with you on this second opportunity in the new year. I was not sure what I was going to talk about today. Oh, there's Lois. Hello, Lois, over there on Facebook. So glad. Aw, Lori, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that, Lori. So kind of you. What? Oh, Marsha, you always like my scarves. Thank you. I always wonder which one is it going to be tonight. I purchased three more recently. I haven't. I'll wear one next time. One of the new ones next time. I purchased three more because I feel like I've been rotating the same scarves over and over. So I think I needed a new look. Anyway, let me know, what have you been doing since the new year started to think about or actually work on some of your quilting projects? What are you working on? Do you have a plan for the year? I'd like to know, Sherry, Marsha, Lois, what are your plans for the year? Are you thinking about techniques? Are you thinking about a pattern that you want to make? What about a quilt along or a sew along? Are you thinking about learning a skill? How are you progressing in your quilting journey? Perhaps you're just going to go with the flow. I know sometimes that's all we can do because we have other things going on in our life and we can't make definite plans. But even when we don't have definite plans, we can still have something in the wings. Ah, Marcia said she would like a garment and a quilt. It's interesting you say that because I've been thinking about, the trend now is taking a quilt and making it into a garment. Is that what you're talking about, Marcia? Do you plan to make a quilted garment? Why not a scarf? Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that too. Either way, we're all creative, right? We have that in us to create. At least I do. Do you consider yourself a creator, a maker, a designer? How do you look at yourself? Are you one of those three, creator, maker, designer? Two separate items. Aha. Garments and then a quilt. Hello, Sheila. Welcome. So glad you're here. So, Sherry is working on a new quilt for her cousin, purple and white flowers. And she would also like to do a quilted garment. Yeah, that's on my list. Have you decided? I want to do something simple. I'm thinking like a shawl, a cape. I was even thinking about doing an apron that I can wear at quilt shows when I'm teaching. Quilt an apron. That would be like, I think, relatively simple. Get a pre-made apron or make it myself. Pre-made would make it easier. Then put batting on the back and a backing and then quilt it. That's what I thought about. Um, what do you ladies think? A quilted apron that I can wear, either a half apron or a full apron for the quilt shows or when I teach. So anyway, that was something on my mind. A hoodie. Ah, Sherry. Do you have snow out there in Colorado? Is it cold? I like hoodies. Those are cozy and warm. Well, we are going to talk about um, my journey as a Bernina ambassador, but not so much me, but a conversation about some of the lessons I'm learning in this journey. And I would like to share them with you. What do you think? Would you like to know some of the things that I learned as a brand ambassador for Bernina? Not just the quilting aspect, but other aspects as it pertains to being in the quilting space as a professional, but also as a individual, a quilter. Cold and snow. Ooh. Lori says a quilted apron sounds very unique. All right, I like that. Fleece hoodie. I got a hooded, not fleece, but it's a heavy winter hooded walk around the house garment, if you will. I mean, it keeps me super warm when it's really cold, and I love it. I just got it about a month ago, and I love it. Okay. What do you ladies think? That's what I'm going to do tonight. That was my plan. Hello, crafty reseller. So glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. If you would like to share your first name, we'd love to call you by your first name. We would love to do that. You are welcome. So, I guess the first part one of my lessons of being a brand ambassador for Bernina is the word collaboration. That's the theme of this. Create together. Collaboration means to work on something, to produce, to create something together. What do you ladies think about that? When you think about working with someone to produce something together in the quilting world, in the sewing world, what do you think about? How do you define collaboration? Yes, Sherry, Bernina is new to me. Brand spanking new. Brand spanking new. And if you've been following me on social media, Instagram and TikTok, I posted my experience, part of my experience as a Bernina brand ambassador at their retreat. That experience is just it just happened basically. Matter of fact, guess what? I flew from Chicago back to Virginia today. That's right. I got up early, took a Uber. No, actually, I took a Lyft drive to the airport, Chicago O'Hare. Thankfully, there was no snow. Hello, Terry. Hey, Rita. So glad that you are here with us. Welcome, welcome. Would I like to do this as a group? Okay, Marcia, what do you mean? Welcome, Terry. So anyway, yes, I flew in from Chicago today, this morning, and boy, travel takes a long time. I was up at 5 a.m. to get to the airport, which was 40 minutes away, and a 9 a.m. flight. By the time I got to Washington and drove home, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, Cassie, welcome. So good to see you here. And so I had lunch, and then I started to prepare for tonight. Would like to be involved. Yes. Marcia, I think collaboration, getting back on the topic of tonight's quilt conversation, is why do anything alone? Think about the things that we do in daily life that are collaborations. Let me know in the chat what in your personal life do you do that is a collaboration? I'll give an example. You have many collaborations, partnerships within your family, right? Think about those partnerships, those collaborations that you do with your family. Let me know in the chat what else you think in terms of your daily life that it's better together. Better together. It's better, I think, to create together. We get inspiration from one another when we meet here for Quilt Conversations Live. The idea is to what? Be inspired, to be encouraged, and well, we can all be involved, but sometimes our involvement might shift, it might change. And I kind of like that idea because when we create together, when we collaborate, we each bring our own individual personality, our individual strengths. We each have something to contribute. That's why I love collaborations, and that's one of the first lessons. This is the Bernina Ambassador, Part 1, Lessons Learned. So, the first lesson I've learned is that in collaborations, variety of skills and talents in a collaborative effort is so important. When I met the fellow ambassadors over the last 2 days, we were together in a classroom. We were learning about Bernina and Burnett machines, embroidery machines, quilting machines, sewing machines, sergers, overlocks. All of those machines, what collaborate together to help us to create. But all of the ambassadors have a different talent and skill set. And let me tell you, some of them are amazingly talented and gifted in their unique area. And so I love that Bernina decided that when they were going to select brand ambassadors for collaboration to create together, they chose a cross section of talented makers, creators. My son and I have the best deals. Okay, awesome. Right, Terry. It is fun learning together. I agree. And we have different skills. So, no matter where we are in our journey, beginner, advanced, intermediate, it doesn't matter. We all have something to contribute because we all have a skill or talent, a point of view that can help someone in a collaborative effort. That is so, so true, Terry. So that's the first lesson I've learned. And to be able to see that, and it's not like we don't know these things. Sometimes we know them, but we don't put them into practice. So seeing it being put into practice with the brand ambassador program for Bernina, I love it. I love it. Garment sewers, cosplay sewers who make cosplay costumes, male sewers, women sewers, young sewers, older sewers or quilters. I love the cross section of ages, the um, the cross section of specialties. Love it, love it. Okay, so Lori says, I watched a short video about the ambassador meeting and thought you were in heaven. Yes, all those sewing machines. I was. Oh, ladies. Sherry asked earlier, am I new to Bernina? And the answer is yes. When we got demos on some of those machines, I was quickly calculating what I needed and why I needed to get the machine. I fell in love with several of them, and I just thought, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't fall in love with everything. So, Patricia, welcome. She says that she agrees with Terry. So grateful to participate in the workshop. Wonderful. And your quilting group in Virginia. Fantastic, Patricia. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. What machine would you recommend? Okay, so again, I am new and we're going to go on this journey together. As I learn the different machines with Bernina and I experience them, I'm going to share with you. I got to look a real close look at the Bernina 790. Whoa. Every feature in that machine is off the charts. Here's one of the things that I thought about. You know how our cell phone technology has changed over the years, and if you have an older cell phone like I do, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. They're up to 14 now. 14, I'm still using a 7. That means this phone does not have the newer technology, the newer advances. It has some, but not all, right? Same thing with sewing machines. So when they gave a demo on the 790 with the different features that it has, that my older machine, which I like my older machine, I use it, it still stitches. I feel like I have, as a professional quilter, kind of a handicap because these newer features are going to make the sewing and quilting experience better, give me better results. Amazing, amazing features. So the 790 and the 770, but I looked at the 790. Fantastic. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one that I'm looking at, and I'm actually considering purchasing, is the Bernina 77. Yes, the 790 has a big throat, Sherry. Exactly. Oh, Terry, I was so inspired. You are correct. Inspired by my fellow ambassadors, inspired by the machines. And I think all of us have something in the back of our minds that we want to create, that we want to learn. And as I watch these different demos on the serger, on the overlock machine, on the cover stitch, my mind was swirling with ideas of what I want to do. I feel like I just want a year off and play, right? I just want to start sewing, start quilting. Yeah. Yes, it is a sweet and slick machine. Right, exactly. Ah, good question. What's the difference between a Bernina and a Bernette? Bernina is their top level machine. The Bernette is their value machine. Their value, meaning that it still has many of the Bernina advantages, and the B77 that I'm thinking about getting, I probably will get, is very close to the Bernina, but it's value priced. So depending upon your budget and what you want to do, the B small lowercase 77 is a Bernette. That's a sewing machine. They have 3 in that series. They have the 70 Bernette, and that is embroidery only. Embroidery. Then they have the 77, that's sewing only. Then the 79 is embroidery and sewing. I was thinking of just getting the sewing, and I played with it. Well, I played with the 79, which is the same thing, but with the embroidery. So the 79 has the embroidery, and that's the one that I played with. And I got a chance to speak with one of the ambassadors who's the Burnett side. So she's going to get the 79 Burnett, and she has experience with the Burnett. So I asked her a ton of questions. So the Burnett is value priced, it's budget friendly, but it has all those amazing features of the top tier Bernina machines like the 790. Swiss made. Yes, Bernina's a Swiss made. Hmm. Hey, there goes Wilda. Wilda, you said Dina. Wow, congratulations. You're going to be a Bernina brand ambassador. And Wilda is a Bernina loyalist. And she has encouraged me for years to use Bernina machines. And she said, Dina, are you going to buy this Bernina machine? Wilda, I have given in. I am convinced I am becoming a Bernina loyalist. I'm going to probably sell some of my other machines so I can get these Bernina machines. Hello, Phelan. Welcome. So I have fell in love with Bernina. Once you see those hot world class features, oh my goodness, and the stitch quality, I'm a convert, Wilda. Sure, convert. Exactly. So I love the big throat. The only thing that I don't like about the 77 is the throat space. It's big, it's 9 inches. So I thought, well, that's okay because really I'm going to do most of my quilting on the sit down machine anyway, right? So the throat space is not small, but it's not as big as 11 or 12 inches, which is what I'm accustomed to. I'm willing to make that compromise for the value that the Burnett offers and for all the features that it has. So check it out. Go to the website. Lori already did. And I think Sherry's looking at the website. How many of you are Bernina owners? I know Wilda is. Wilda's like, yay! She's gonna get a Bernina. And so I know I had a long conversation with myself. A long conversation with myself. And I said, you know what? I do this as a profession, so I need to upgrade my gear. I need to upgrade. It's been 10 years since I purchased the machine, which is really good, right? 10 years to have a couple of machines, right? So I'm going to upgrade. So we're talking about collaborations and lessons learned as a BERNINA ambassador. And the first one is um, diversity, collaboration, a cross section of talents and skills and ages, um, working together to create. What is collaboration? Collaboration means that you're working together to create something. And that's what the ambassador is going to do. And that's what we do here, right? When we join a quilt along, a sew along, we are collaborating, we are working together for a specific goal to create something. Sometimes it is to develop a skill, sometimes it's to learn how to make a pattern, but we're doing it together. And I love that. Did some of you share with me how in your personal life that you already collaborate? Think about the collaborative relationship if you're a mother, a parent, when your children were in school, whether it be primary, secondary, or university. There's a collaborative effort between the student and the teacher. The teacher provides the information that the student needs to learn for the particular topic, and then it's up to the student to listen, to memorize, to learn, to apply the knowledge, right? Hello, Deneen. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, what were you saying? You have two genomes, but I use a Bernina classes at Rhode, and I love them. Yes. Maybe it's time to change. Now, one of the things that is important to Bernina, and I believe it should be across the board, is that having a good relationship with your Bernina dealer, that you get the support and help you need. And so they have so much. Here is one of the things. Remember, I talked about the phone? Here's one of those differences. This is my old phone, right? This newer technology that I'm missing out on that's going to help me use my phone more efficiently and effectively for what I use it for. I use it for videos, I use it for photos, I use it for phone calls, I use it for a lot of things, right? Phones do multiple things. So do sewing machines. Terry, did you notice when you were using those Bernina machines that when you click on information or you want help with how to use something in the machine, that it has videos, videos on the machine, exactly illustrations and videos on how to use the automatic threader, videos on how to thread the machine. Everything at your fingertips is right there on the machine. Did you experience that? If you try a Bernina, you're gonna buy a Bernina. Yes, Wilda, how true. Yes, yes, yes. Terry says she saw the videos, first time seeing that on a machine. Amazing. And the newer ones have gone even further. Amazing machines. That's just a small example of some of the amazing features that I looked at this week. How many of you ladies use a serger or a cover stitch machine? And how you can use that for quilting, for binding a quilt. We saw techniques for sergers and cover stitch that, and I love this expression. The expert at Bernina said that her mission is to help us learn how to get off the edge when we use a serger. Off the edge, meaning that a serger isn't just meant for stitching on the edge. You can stitch other things. So Sherry says she uses a Elner serger. You can make yarn, your own yarn with a serger. Your own yarn. I never thought about that. You can do decorative type of stitching with the serger to create texture. You can use the cover stitch to do the same. It's just amazing, amazing things. Oh, that's an interesting consideration. I would definitely talk with Bernina about that because Bernina is right worldwide. So they have to consider all types of climates. I bet they have some kind of solution for that. Speaking of worldwide, did you know that every Q machine, the sit downs or the ones that go on the frame, those are the Q series, the Q20, which is 20 inches, the Q16, which is their sit down, their very popular sit down machine. That's the machine I'll be teaching on in the class. Each one is hand assembled by one person. One person puts it together. And so when you get the machine, there's a tag on it with that person's name. And they can only assemble up to three, if they're really fast, three machines a day. Individually assembled. They have the parts. They showed us this little video, and there was the person picking up the part, putting it together, connecting the wires, doing each machine individual. Is that amazing? Okay. I understand that, Lori, and that's why they have created the Burnett line. And I have to share this too because Wilders may attest to that. Sometimes a lower price doesn't necessarily mean um, that we're going to have a good or bad experience. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but my point is that in my early career as a quilter, because of budget considerations, I purchased lower price machines, but they did not last long. They did not last long. I had to buy another one and another one and another one and another one until I finally went to one line of machines and said, I need to find something where I'm not buying a new machine every 2 years. And so that's what is a consideration, that the machine is an investment in your time as well as your pocketbook. And oh, if you have a machine for 10 years, for 20 years, that initial investments over that time frame means you're actually paying less but getting better quality. Hey, Rochelle, welcome. Yes, Sherry, that is true. I was amazed when I heard that some time ago with a quilt conversation live. Someone in the comments said that their quilting foot from their domestic home machine was the same foot that they use on the long arm machine. And the long arm machine does not need special needles. It uses the same needles that you use on your home machine. I love that they did that. Lori, yes. You better get busy wearing out your current machine. Yeah. All right. Rochelle has the Q20 and she loves it. Wonderful. This is the discussion, Rochelle, is I'm sharing my experience as a Bernina ambassador. I'm brand new Bernina user, brand new ambassador, and I thought I would share that experience. Pretty much lessons learned. This is part one. I just came back from the brand ambassador retreat held at Bernina headquarters. We had a fabulous time. I got a chance to try a lot of the machines, and they took a new headshot. I got a new headshot. They'll be sharing that in different places, and I'll be using it. And what else did we do? We had a fun time. We just did a lot of different things. We got to meet the president and CEO of Bernina. He came. We saw all of the division, or met, I shouldn't say so, we met many of the division heads. We got a tour of their offices, a tour of the factory. Yeah, we, they treated us like royalty. It was amazing experience. And so I wanted to share some of the lessons I've learned. And the first lesson is collaboration and how important it is for us to collaborate with one another, to help each other to grow, to lift each other up together. And so I thought that even though it's an experience that many don't share in terms of being an ambassador, there's still lessons that we can learn as quilters to help one another, right? So, what else did I learn? I learned that I have so much to learn. Have you gone to a place, wherever it is, it doesn't matter, work related, school related, and you think, yeah, I got a decent working knowledge of this topic. But when you go to a gathering where there's collectively years of experience on that topic, and you start to hear the conversations, because we heard information from specialists on sergers and cover machines, specialists on the Burnett line, specialists, people who live and breathe the top line Bernina machines. And you look at the things that they've created and you think, boy, I have a lot to learn. Have you experienced that where you think, I got this topic covered? And then when you're in a collaborative space, a space where you're working together, you realize you have some gaps, that there's some more things you want to learn. And that's what I learned at this retreat, that I've added a few more things on my list of things that I want to learn as a quilter, things that I want to improve at as a quilter. What do I want to get better at? I want to get better at a lot of things, and I learned more of them these past 2 days. So, what about you? Do you experience that? Do you realize that how beneficial it is to be in a collaborative situation? Even here at Quilt Conversations Live, you ladies like to share different things that perhaps when you share it, someone in the group says, well, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that information. When we work together, we are going to have a cross section of information and knowledge that's going to help build each other up. And so I love that. So, collaboration, how important it is to have a cross section of talent. And then, second, learning new things. So, Rochelle, I'm not sure. Okay, she answered that. So, collaboration, I have a lot to learn. Um, what else did I learn from this experience? Have an open mind. Have an open mind, even though sometimes we might say, yes, I'm open. A lot of times we still have a set idea about the way things are or should be or the way they're going to go. And I learned again, I think it's one of those lessons we learn again and again. Let me know if that's your experience in the chat, that when your mind is open to new possibilities, your experiences um, broaden. Your experiences broaden when you are open to new possibilities. If I want to just stay in one lane and not go down another lane, that may take me on a different path and open me up to things that I didn't even think about. And a good example of that is, okay, I have a machine. I don't need anything else. I'm just fine. I don't need nothing else. But then you learn about, and here's one thing that I learned from one of the other ambassadors. She does walking foot quilting. I don't do walking foot quilting. And not that I can't, but it's not something I default to. I default to free motion quilting and ruler quilting. If I did more walking foot quilting, I might have a desire to learn more about ways to make it a better experience and get better results. Hello, Benita. So glad that you're here. Does anyone know it all? That is true. There are many people who think they're know it alls, but no one knows it all. I agree. I agree. And so she said how critical it is to use her Bernina walking foot. That all of the measurements on that walking foot allows for precision in her matchstick quilting. That's what she teaches. She's going to teach that at QuiltCon, and I didn't know that the walking foot was that precise. And so when she teaches her method of getting certain designs and using certain techniques, she relies on the accuracy of the Bernina walking foot. I didn't know about that because that's not in my lane of quilting. But when I heard that, I thought, wow, I want to experience that. I want to experience that. So, being open to new things. So, collaboration. What was the second thing that we talked about? Um, I've already forgotten. So lessons learned is collaboration, being open to new things and not just thinking things are going to be a certain way. And ladies, I am having a senior moment. What was the second item? The second thing learned. Okay. Who's going to help me out? What else did I learn? Cross section of talent and skills. When we have a collaboration, it's good to have different ages, different talents, different skill levels in that collaboration. I think that's the second thing. I should write these things down. Oh, and I'm becoming a Bernina loyalist very quickly. All right. Any questions? Do you have any questions? I know you've been asking as we've been going along, but any questions do you have? Did I miss anything in the chat? Let me know. I'm still chuckling at Wilda's comment. When you try a Bernina, you're gonna buy a Bernina. All right, so when I was talking about earlier collaboration and using the example of teacher student, that does exist in the quilting space. When we take a class and a teacher takes time to put things together. Oh, what other brands do I have now? Lori, I started out with you're talking about sewing machine brands? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna answer Lori's question first. I started with this off brand that was kind of a quilting machine, wore it out very quickly, and then I asked an experienced quilter. And actually, it's Lorraine. I don't even know if Lorraine is here tonight. Lorraine, I asked her what her machine was. She was more experienced than me. She owned her own quilt shop, and she recommended Janome. So I was a Janome a user for a long time, and they have served me very well. The current Janome I have is still stitching. Um, yeah, it's just older technology. And then from there, I became a Juki ambassador and started to learn about their machines, industrial style machines. And then I end up getting a Juki sit down machine. Now, granted, when I was looking for a long arm, and I recommend this to everyone, go and test everything. The only way you know the difference between one machine and another is to go and sit and test and sew. See what the experience is like. So, when I was looking for a long arm, I went to a quilt show. I tried every long arm in the show. And I wanted to get the Bernina long arm. But at the time, they did not have a sit down version. And so I took the next one that I liked. And the next one that I liked at that time was the Juki. And the reason why it was 18 inches and it can go from table to frame. Straight stitch, beautiful stitches. I liked it. So that's what I got. Yes, Lois loves Genomes. So Sherry asks, are Bernina's quiet? Super quiet. Super, super quiet. I was surprised how quiet they are. Amazingly quiet. Yes, they are. They sew like butter. They're slick. They're smooth. Just very quiet. Yeah, not very loud at all. Mm-mm. Um, Good question, says Lori. Good question. That is a good question. What were the other features that I enjoyed? I mean, I just kept saying, wow, wow, wow for that 790. A sewing machine that also has the ability to do free motion quilting with the Bernina BSR stitch regulation. Foot. What else? Um, oh, you're able to, you know how on a lot of machines you can hit the reverse button and it will reverse stitch, right? It will back stitch when you're doing your backtracking. Bernina has a feature called, if I get it, hopefully I'm getting it correct, it's back stepping. So when you're doing a decorative stitch and you want to go backwards, you can't use the reverse because it's not going to stitch the pattern that way. They have a feature that's called backstep so that when you backstep on a decorative stitch, it's going to stitch it exactly like the pattern. Back stitching. Have you ever heard of that? There's a difference between stitching backwards and backstepping or reverse stitching. You know, you hit that reverse button and it starts to stitch backwards. They have backstepping. All right. What was the other feature that I was really impressed with? You know how when you have decorative stitches and you can elongate them and you can change on the Bernina, not only can you elongate the stitch, decorative stitch, you can make it wider. Yeah, so 9 millimeter stitching, 7 and 9 millimeter, right? Depending upon the foot, you can make it not just elongate it, you can make it wider. Oh, and the other feature, okay, this one on the screen, you can create your own stitch design with a stylist. So all you ladies who are doing free motion quilting, right, in the alphabet course, and you go on the screen and you stitch a certain pattern, it will memorize that pattern with your finger, create a stitch pattern for it, and then, just like a decorative stitch, you can say, repeat that pattern, and it will repeat it. Have I shown my Bernina to the class? I can show it. I'm going to share that with you now. This is the Bernina that I have now, since you're asking. Here it is. This is the Bernina that I have now. This is the Q16. It's a 16-inch long arm. Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to start stitching on it. I've done a little bit of stitching, and I'll be stitching and teaching on this at QuiltCon. Yes, I can't wait. I'll do some demos with you ladies sometime in the near future. once I get myself set with the quilt show, which reminds me, I'll be teaching on this at QuiltCon, and if you're going to be in Atlanta, you can join me. Join the wait list. Someone, for some reason, always cancels or can't make it, and so you can put yourself on the wait list and take one of the 6 classes that I'm teaching on that Bernina sit down. So that's coming up next month. And so I'm excited to share and talk about my experience with this machine. The Q16 is the sit down. So, ladies, that's kind of the short list of part 1 lessons learned from being a Bernina brand ambassador, being brand new. I'm going to share more, but the retreat was fantastic. The range of talent of all the ambassadors is just amazing, and I'm excited to work with many of them on different projects to work together to create something. Yes, she is. I wish I could go to Atlanta, says Lori. uh, what else is coming up? If you missed the live show with Clover, you know you can go to the Amazon link, tools.livingwaterquilter.live, and see my demos on the craft and sewing tool chest. I also talk about some other tools in that show. That was January 11th, I think I did that. The next one is February 8th. So if you can make it, join us. The next one is February 8th. It's a Wednesday, 5 p.m. Craft and Sewing Tool Chest with Clover, either on their YouTube channel or on my Amazon. So if you want to watch the replay for January, just go to this link. What else is happening? Did you know I started a monthly special sale on my online courses? That's right, I have. And the one for January, it's still a new year. For only $27, you save $30. You get the um, three stakes, 3 mistakes to avoid video and handout for how to change your mind about machine quilting. I help you go through the process of thinking that yes, you can do machine quilting and what's stopping you to help you to move forward in your journey with machine quilting. So go take a look at that. Go to the website. I put a link on YouTube at the very top of the comments. So if you're not taking that, take advantage, save $30, and you get access to this course for only $27. So that's every month now. I'm going to offer some kind of discount on one of my courses. All right, I want to let you know that that's something brand new. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you about? Oh, don't forget, this is the new beautiful sister quilt. The pattern is finished. The pattern's going to be for sale at QuiltCon. It's going to debut at QuiltCon. The quilt's going to hang in a booth with the fabric company that I worked with. It's called So Creative Lounge. They're in Maryland. And I purchased the fabric, the African themed fabric from them. And so we are working together to present the beautiful sister quilt and the beautiful sister quilt block. That's right. You will get a chance to get a kit. They're going to have a kit. So if you want to make this quilt for the first time, it's going to be revealed at QuiltCon. It's going to be displayed, and you're going to be able to purchase a kit to be able to make this quilt. And we are now talking about doing a quilt along with the beautiful sister quilt in April. So stay tuned. That is my hope and desire if I can get my act together that there'll be a quilt along to go with this quilt in April. So you can get the quilt, get the whole kit. Too long of a swim. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Phelan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. So I'm excited about this, and I'm looking forward to working with So Creative Lounge there in Maryland. They have amazing and beautiful fabric, assortment of fabric to choose from, and you can either use the fabric that I've selected, or you can choose your own if you don't want the kit. The pattern is going to be available, so I'm really excited about that. And remember, I talked about collaborations. I'm excited. I'm going to just give you a little teaser. The Beautiful Sister block and fabric that I've been designing with the Beautiful Sister silhouette, which you haven't seen yet. This is a teaser. So I've been designing some fabric with the silhouette. That fabric and the Beautiful Sister quilt block is going to be featured in a special garment by a garment designer. And that person is a Bernina Ambassador. We talked about it yesterday, last night at dinner. They're excited about it, and they're going to design a jacket that I'm going to wear at QuiltCon. And it's going to be all Beautiful Sister quilt block and fabric. I'm so excited. So that's as much as I can share with you at the moment. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what's ahead for me. What is in the near future in terms of sewing and quilting for you? I know some of you mentioned that you're going to be working on different things. Sherry is working on something for her cousin, I think. I think that was your cousin, Sherry. But I'd love to know what you ladies are working on. Are you in the middle of a project? Are you getting ready to start? Lori, I think you said you were going to start going through the 10 steps to stress-free machine quilting course. I can't wait to see your first assignment. If you submit assignments, I can't wait to look at and help you with your progress. Thank you, Lori. I'm excited about that. I can't wait. We're going to do that together. This clothing pattern designer and I are going to work on that together. So no matter what class you're in, alphabet design, 10 steps, make sure you do the work. That's part of the collaboration, right? I'm a teacher, you're a student. We are helping each other to get better. Collectively, you're helping me to become a better teacher. And I'm helping you, I hope, to become a better quilter and offering tips and courses. But the only way for that to work is if you do the work. And so if you do the work, submit the assignments, I can help. And that's what I want to do. I want to help. So don't let time go by. Do as much as you can, even if it's one thing. Okay? Make sure you do something. Okay, Lori says yes, this weekend she's starting. Wonderful. Lois says she's working on a quilt called Starry Nights. Awesome. she, Marcia, I think that's true. Every quilter should have a quilted jacket. Hey, Jacqueline, so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Awesome. Wilda, are you still here? What are you working on? Working on some baby quilts, maybe? I don't know if Terry is still here. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I go live. And if you enjoyed tonight's discussion about collaboration and being open to new things, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't keep quilt conversations live to yourself. Tell your friends, tell your quilting friends. There's a share button. You can always share a video to let others know some of the tips and techniques and the discussions that we have to help us help each other become better quilters because we collaborate, right? We work together. We create together when we share this information and share what we're doing. So I'm glad we had a chance to meet. We will meet the next time will be the first Friday in February, and I think that's February 3rd. Is that correct? February 3rd is our next one. Oh, awesome. You're doing Starry Nights as well. Wonderful, Lori. Wilda says a few different things. Terry is still here. Great. I'm packing my craft room and all your fabrics. Oh, wow, Terry. That's a big, big task and a lot. But it's an opportunity to reorganize your space. The other side of that coin is to reorganize your space, create something new that's going to help you be more creative in your craft room. Nanine says she's going to learn to use her King Quilter sit down. Wonderful. I like that. Awesome, awesome. So, as you share these, we're going to ask you next time how things are going. How things are going on reorganizing your craft room, Terry, and then Deneen, how things are going with learning your sit down, and Lori and Lois, your progress on the Starry Nights quilt. Would love that. So I'm glad. And Faye Lynn, what are you up to these days? Hopefully, you are getting some of your quilting projects or techniques. You're learning different things. Um, And Jacqueline, have you gotten started? Are you starting? I know that you've been hesitant to start. We want to see you get started with quilting. All right. Well, this is it for tonight, ladies. I'm so glad I got a chance to share with you. If you haven't seen the quick reels on my Instagram account or Facebook page, you can see some of the videos that I took at the Bernina headquarters for the Bernina Ambassador Retreat. Yes. And by the way, I was drinking cranberry juice, in case you're wondering. It was cranberry juice. All right, Phelan, you are going to try and stay focused and get started. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right, ladies, I'll see you on February 3rd. I think that's the date, right? And I look forward to seeing you ladies next time for another Quilt Conversations Live. See you then.